Hello.
Hello, Mass Movement.
That one, Mass Movement.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
We're
yes.
the Parasitic Twins
We are
from Hull, except we're currently in our rehearsal studio in York, England, which is why you can potentially hear some guitars and drums behind us. We will get to rehearsing after this video is completed. We have been tasked to do top 10 records of all time for you guys. Thank you for paying attention. We're going to do 5 each. I'm going to do 5, Max is going to do 5. You do your 5 first, because yours were way more interesting than mine.
Yeah, okay. Right, where are they? Number 5, Age of Quarrel by the mighty fucking Cro-Mags. This is one of the most defining albums of, like, ever. All the ones I've chosen have been things I've discovered as a grown-up human person, because the stuff I listened to when I was a kid was metal, and I've grown out of metal. It just doesn't help in life anymore. This stuff, on the other hand, is actually very encouraging anyway. Cro-Mags is one of, like, the top things in that. Then I've got Ill Blood by No Warning. This is, like, as well as being the album that influenced, like, the heavier hardcore in the early 2000s and late 2000s, the BackTracks, the Expires. It's just fucking awesome.
The really heavy stuff that you listen to that actually got me into more hardcore heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the day, bands like BackTrack and stuff I discovered through Max. So.
Yeah.
Did I throw you off?
No, it's fine. It's all good. I can still figure it out. I did actually. Speaking of Expire and BackTrack, Expire with regret. That's their third and final album, but one of the most emotional and, in my opinion, heartfelt and personal. Which is like something we strive for. We try to be a bit real with stuff we do. I think that's good.
We've just been beaten down, and we've decided to come together to just, I don't know, wreak havoc and cause all of the stress.
Yeah, to ourselves more than anyone else.
More than anyone else, yeah.
If you want to join in, just go for it. Go for it. It's an open ticket. Lost in Life, BackTrack. The first album, Dark Half, was fucking cool as fuck, but the second one just really hit a thing for me. Hit me somewhere that I didn't know. Hit a nerve I didn't know I had. Very cheesy, but it really works, and it's really cool, and it's very addictive. And,
cool, man.
Everything about it. And finally, Birthing the Giant by Cancer Bats.
Can you interview them?
I did interview them. I met Liam.
Cool.
Liam thingy. Nice guy. Reminded me of you a bit. Very positive. Very like too positive. So positive that I actually kind of wanted to be a bit sick.
That's why you're in a band with me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Polar opposites, but also not polar opposites at the same time.
I just touched Max there.
He does that.
Is that I didn't let you finish.
I'll try. Yeah. It's just a really great fucking album that infuses metal, and a huge inspiration, honestly. People that make these lists will generally, who play guitar and play heavy style, will probably talk about Dimebag Darrell or whatever, but actually Scott Middleton is a fucking guitar god, as far as I'm concerned, so yeah, there you go.
Cool. Well, yeah,
right.
Alright, so that's Max's top 5 albums of all time. I'm going for a completely different spin, because I'm into a completely different style. I know I said that my picks weren't quite as interesting, but in terms of the context of our kind of doom metal band vibe, I guess you would call us a doom metal band.
Doom metal and hardcore.
Doom metal and hardcore. Like, I grew up listening to alternative rock and industrial rock and industrial metal. One of the greatest bands out now, one of the greatest new bands, industrial bands, is Youth Code. So you guys should check them out. I didn't wear that shirt intentionally for this video. I just happened to be wearing it, so I wanted to reference them. Number 5. Moving on. Number 5 is Incubus, Morning View. Really great alternative rock band from the 90s. Obviously, a lot of people remember them and associate them with nu metal. They went more kind of pop in later years, but just some incredible kind of hooks and groove, which I really like. I love the groove of Incubus, and that's one thing I try and incorporate. Well, if people could say we have groove, but I definitely try and incorporate a stylistic element into my playing. Silverchair, Neon Ballroom, number 4. Massive fan of grunge and the kind of aftermath of the 90s grunge movement. I guess Silverchair were also a part of that, but just the energy and vibrance in the album, Neon Ballroom. There's a track called Anthem for the Year 2000 on that just kind of resonates with me, inspires me, gets me through the day, gets me through the night, gets me through the weekend, gets me through, pain, pleasure, all of it.
Life is pain.
Life is pain. Life is pain. That's our band motto, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Placebo, Without You I'm Nothing, number 3. Really cool, again, British alternative rock band. Image-wise, just didn't give a fuck back in the day, and it taught me not to care what other people think. Just every day. So I walk with sticks. I've got cerebral palsy, and it's important for me just to fucking get through my day and get through my shit, play drums, enjoy hanging out with good people, making good music. And Placebo taught me not to give a fuck and really just do what I wanted to do. And their songs, especially the title track and the stuff they did with David Bowie on here, is just incredible. And I would advise any kind of fan of rock music in general. I think this is classed as classic rock now. Placebo, but
is it really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Is it at that level now?
It's at that level now where it's called classic rock. Someone said that to me the other day. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 2, Nine Inch Nails, The Fragile. Obviously, it said massive fan of industrial music and just the kind of aggression and vibrance, again, using those words, of everything Nin does. But just this album particularly, just loads of darkness, loads of angst went into this. Obviously, the recording by Trent Reznor, and again the songs here, particularly a track called Reptile, which got me through a lot of crazy shit last year. Which I should really play you that track because I think you'd identify with it as well, Max. For various reasons.
That's a Skrillex song, isn't it?
Nah, maybe, but this is a Nine Inch Nails song. Anyway, so that's my number 2. My number 2 is Nine Inch Nails, The Fragile. My number 1 is Antichrist Superstar by Marilyn Manson. Again, visually, orally, sonically, everything was just chaos, and that is something I think we strive for live. The person I am, just like the person Brian Warner is off stage, is very different to how I am on stage. We're talking to you right now. We appreciate you guys watching and listening to our picks and stuff. But what we are on stage is entirely different. It's an expression of our inner selves, and like every musician will tell you, it's a way to get stuff out. It's a crazy sort of. It's like 4 walls where you go inside these 4 walls. And this record, the 4 walls feeling better. Yeah, and this record was that for Manson, and obviously Trent Reznor produced it. Incredible record, just a lot of chaos, and a lot of violence, and a lot of just pure emotion. At a time when the world needed it, and still to this day it probably stands up as Manson's best record. So yeah, those are my top 5. Well, thank you very much, Mass Movement. We've been
Thanks for listening.
We've been the Parasitic Twins from Hull, and we have a track. We have a track called "Flip Switch Out." The last couple of weeks, which you should check out, and also Massive. Before that, we have an EP coming out called "All That's Left to Do Now Is Sleep with Each Other." With one more track, one more track to come called End, and you should check that out and make your own minds up, because we have no fucking idea what we sound like. Hopefully these albums have given some people some stuff to listen to, and hopefully you guys appreciate what we're doing, and thank you very much. Take it easy.
Bye.